I have a what? I have a very special surprise for you. About, when was that? About 4 years ago now. Let's use our indoor voice. About 4 years ago, when we had started recording Fullmetal Alchemist, and I was at a convention in Columbus, Ohio, and a fan came up to me and said, "Can I take a picture of you wearing my red coat?" I was like, "Cosplay, sweet." I've never cosplayed before, not as an anime character that I voiced. So I put on this red coat and, you know, I'm standing there being like a complete dork, going, you know. And people taking pictures. And by the end of the convention, like hundreds of kids are going, "You should cosplay as Edward Elric." And I was like, "Not a chance." First of all, I'm way too tall. But I started thinking about it. And I thought, what would be a plausible story by which an average guy could somehow start transforming into an anime character? Now, some of you know and some of you don't that my degree is in film. So I always have loved making films and shooting and directing and editing. So I worked on this idea, and then I thought, you know what, no one's ever done this before. No voice actor has ever made any live action thing with them as their characters. So I started calling some of the other voice actors that were in Fullmetal, and I said, "Hey, would you be interested in playing your character for this little thing?" And they're like, "Yeah." And like, "I'll make my own costume and everything." They were really jazzed about it. So we made something called Fullmetal Fantasy. A lot of you guys know about Fullmetal Fantasy, but how many of you have seen this? Exactly. See that? Look at this, look at this. Like 4. Okay, now let me tell you why. And at the end of this, you need to send big loads of billows of love to Funimation. I showed this, I started showing it at conventions, and it was the only place I ever showed it. I didn't put it online, I didn't sell it, I only showed it at conventions. And after a year or so, Funimation said, "Hey, you know what? This has really become popular, and we're not sure whether the Japanese people that own Fullmetal would appreciate this or not, because we didn't get permission to make it." And I'm like, "Well, it's a fan film. I mean, it promotes their show." And they're like, "Well, yeah, totally, we understand that, Vic, but it would kind of be like Mark Hamill making a Star Wars fan film." You know what I mean? It's like you're too close to the project, so will you do us a favor and just table it for a while? And I was like, "Doggone, I worked so hard on this, and I made it, you know, to share." Wait a minute. The story has a happy ending. So I didn't show it for 2 years. Didn't show it. I had it in my bag and never pulled it out, never showed it. Well, at the very end of last year, I got a phone call from one of my dear friends up at Funimation, Sophie. You know Sophie? And she called me and she said, "I have a surprise for you, Vic." And I'm like, "Lay it on me." And she said, "I've gotten you permission to show Fullmetal Fantasy at this convention I was going to in Alaska." So I showed it, and so I showed it, and I was so excited to be sharing it again. And then the next time I was up at Funimation, I spoke with Sophie, and Sophie said, "As long as you let us know that you're doing it, you can start to show it again." So, let me just say this. If you're shooting video right now, I'm going to ask you please, just to honor me, just to respect my wishes.
There is no cure.
For the past now, brother mine, neither you nor I are free from blame. Nothing can erase the things we did, for the path we took was the same. Beautiful mother, soft and sweet, once you were gone, we were not complete. Back through the years, we reached for you. Alas, 'twas not meant to be. My dreams made me blind and new. I long to return to that time I followed without a word. My brother, the fault is mine. So where do we go from here? And how to forget and forgive? What's gone is forever lost. Now all we can do is live. I love you guys. Did you like Fullmetal Fantasy? Am I not now officially a true uber dork like the rest of you? Okay, you know what, Chris? We're gonna go right to that last song. That last one.